serious news this morning. The United States has been put on a watch list for urgent concern over the health of its civic society alongside countries like Turkey, Serbia, El Salvador, Indonesia, and Kenya. According to The Guardian, a new report released this morning by the nonprofit Civics put the United States on a watch list following, quote, sustained attacks on civic freedoms across the country. Civics pointed to three major issues in the United States. First, the deployment of military to quell protests. Second, growing restrictions on journalists and civil society. And third, the aggressive targeting of anti-war advocates surrounding Palestine. Civics rates countries based on the rating of their openness for civic space conditions. They include open, narrowed, obstructed, repressed, and closed. The United States is no longer open, it's now narrowed. It's likely only going to get worse.
The United States under Donald Trump has been placed under a global human rights watch list. This is due to the health of our current civil society. Civicus, an international nonprofit, says that Trump's attacks on our civic freedoms has put us at the same level as El Salvador and Kenya. They assign countries a rating over their civic space conditions. The ratings include opened, narrowed, obstructed, repressed, and closed, and the group assigned the United States with narrowed. This rating essentially means that we still have freedoms and rights, but violations of those freedoms and riots are taking place. This is not normal at all, especially for the United States. Donald Trump has brought military crackdowns on peaceful protests. He's suppressing journalism. He's defunding public media like PBS and NPR. And he's having ICE sweep up citizens for no reason based on their skin color and having tattoos. Donald Trump does not care about our safety or freedoms. He just wants to silence dissent and be an authoritarian leader. What we are seeing is the downfall of American democracy, and now the rest of the world is starting to see it too.
So a lot of us have been saying how, this administration is being ran like some sort of authoritarian government or fascist government. We've made comparisons to 1933 Germany, and they're pretty accurate when you think about how he's coming after journalists, he's going after judges, he's going after activists, and even like Colbert, like he went after him, like come on, like we're not allowed to speak our mind freely, we're not allowed to protest without him sending the military in. He is restricting our rights in a big way, and he seems to be getting more brazen with it. And it's for that reason that we've been placed on a watch list. I mean, we have been placed on a watch list, y'all, and it's crazy. Like the United States, we used to be all about being free, and now look at us. We are no better than like El Salvador or Argentina. And so the U.S. has been placed on a watch list by the Global Civil Alliance, which is called Civicus, and I'll put the link in here for you guys. And it's due to concerns about health of the civil society and a decline in civic freedoms. And so they kind of outline a couple key areas. And so one of them was the deployment of military to quell protests when there was no reason for it. It wasn't even a violent protest. Actually, it made it more violent, if anything. The targeting of anti-war advocates. He's been targeting everybody from TV show hosts to judges to advocates to journalists. My goodness, like nobody can say anything against him or he targets them. What happened to us, like, freedom of speech and freedom to protest and all of that? Like, what happened to that? Like, and who the hell is supporting the dismantling of that? You guys are like weird. And then control over media access to presidential briefings. That's been a huge one. He wants to do this whole media bias thing so he has control over all of it. It's going to be like state-run media. You guys need to wake the fuck up, for real. Cuts to federal funding and dismantling of USAID, which, say what you want about that program, it fed a lot of people that were starving. And if you're going to dismantle it, why don't you have something in place before you do? You dipshits. And then, threats to the democratic institution and the rule of law. All of these things, by the way, were things that the man with the mustache in 1933 Germany did. And that's how they ended up where they ended up. But the threats to democratic institution and rule of law, you see that, and his violating due process, him trying to challenge birthright citizenship, him shipping people off to other countries, some of them countries they didn't even come from, only to be tortured for no reason without due process. So we are, very quickly moving into some sort of like fascist dictatorship, and it's not even like, we're not even being dramatic when we're talking about this. We're not even making this shit up. I wish we were. I wish it was satire, but this is what's happening. So we've been placed on this watch list. The United States is not what it used to be. It is not great by any means. Not at all. It's really fucking sad.
We had a client who tried to handle her case on her own.